Say a picture is worth 1,000 words. But what if I told you it costs $10,000? What would you say then? A few weeks ago, a fluke thing happened where I live in Las Vegas. It snowed for the very first time in 11 years. It was awesome. Now you say you live in the desert. It snows. Yes, it happens occasionally, according to the weather, probably once every 11 years. So I fortunately had the day off from work that day, and I took the family out to a nearby place called Bonnie Springs, where there was some nice backdrop of the mountains, clouds were in the sky, and we got a chance to build a snowman, have a snowball fight, and really make some memories as a family in the snow together. I set my tripod on top of my baby's car seat at the time and snapped this epic photo of our family with the mountains and the snow in the backdrop. Naturally, I wanted to really encapsulate this moment and print it out in a nice large 24 by 36 frame. I have about 3 of these frames in my house. You can get them really cheap from IKEA. And it only costs $9.99 to get a 20 by 30 print made from Costco. So if you have a Costco membership and you want some nice high quality huge prints, this is not a sponsored video by Costco, but Costco, if you're listening, talk to me, reach out. I'm open to hearing. But it only costs $10 to get this 24 by 36 photo printed. My wife made a comment once we got the photo printed and hung on the wall and said, wow, it's really cheap to get a photo printed these days. And you know, that really got me thinking, how much did this photo really cost me? Well, I tallied up some numbers for you. Let's just discuss this. So as we go down the list, a photo is more than just getting it printed out and the end result, picking it up in a Photoshop.
But I'm sort of an expert at Photoshop, so it turned out fine in the end.
And coming and bringing it back and hanging on the wall. It costs a lot more than that these days. So how much did this one photo of my family actually cost me? I'll tell you. So the camera was taken on Sony a7R III, my favorite camera right now, 42.5 megapixels, $3,199. Sony 16 to 35 G Master was $2,198. The Sony capture memory card that I had inside of it was 128 gigs. $91.98. My 15-inch MacBook Pro that I chose to edit on, $4,500. A modified ViscoCam preset that I bought online to kind of tweak some of the colors, $15.99. The Joby GorillaPod I had the actual camera sitting upon so it didn't tip over in the snow and fall over and get water damage, $116.04. Adobe Lightroom, the actual editing suite that I chose to edit this photo on, $9.99 a month without I'd been paying for it. But then I even got to thinking even further, that's just the physical hardware, the camera and the lenses and all that kind of stuff that I chose to use to actually snap the photo. But I had to learn how to use Lightroom in order to actually make the photo look representable. So naturally, most, if not all of my Lightroom knowledge comes from a channel called Photos in Color by a guy named Ed Gregory, who's a professional photographer here in Las Vegas.
Hi, this is Ed Gregory for photosincolor.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this amazing cinematic look in Lightroom. Theme tune.
Shout out to Ed Gregory if you're watching. I don't know if you are, maybe he'll come across this video at some point. But I learned so much from Lightroom from all of his videos. So how many videos does he have? He has over 200 videos. If you tallied up all the hours, about just 10 minutes a piece, that's roughly 33 hours of my life spent trying to learn Lightroom. So let's say I made minimum wage, which I don't, but let's say I made a minimum wage and it's anywhere from $10 to $15 an hour. That's an additional $500 just to learn how to use the program to edit the photo on. That's a lot of money. So what does our grand total come out with? $10,631. You say, well, of course my wife said, hey, it's really cheap to get a photo. It costs $10,000. Now, what is my point of this video? Do I want to brag about how much I spent on my camera gear? No, not in the least. That's not my point for this video. I have a couple points I want to make that encapsulates this idea that sometimes you actually get what you pay for. You know, I get asked a lot, what kind of camera should I buy? Or what kind of lenses should I buy? Or tripod, lights, whatever. Most of the time, if you're somebody that's not too close to me, that's just asking me, I don't have a great friendship with you, I'm gonna try to advise you at the cost benefit of what you want and give you a budget option for what you're trying to buy. Because most of the time, you don't wanna spend $2,000 on a lens. But if you're somebody who's really close to me and wants me to be honest with you, if I was really trying to dig down deep and be honest about what you should buy, I'm gonna tell you the most expensive thing. Why is that? I know a lot of people are gonna say there's a law of diminishing return, meaning if you spend double the amount of money on your camera or lens, you're not gonna get double the amount of quality. I understand that. A lesson my dad taught me growing up was it's better to invest money up front in something that is quality rather than cheap out on the front end and have to replace every so often and repair something. It's going to cause you more frustration in the long run. An example of this is a friend that I have recently that saved up money for a camera specifically, and he didn't have the money to buy the lens at the time. He literally bought a camera body and sat there for a couple of weeks without a lens because he was saving up his money to buy the exact lens he wanted. In a day of impulse buy and one click add to cart, and you can buy anything you want at any time as long as you have the money for it, sometimes you need a voice like me that's trying to say, it might be worth it just to pause for 1 second and actually think about the thing you need rather than the thing you think you want at the time. It's not all about the gear. I understand that. But sometimes it is about the gear. I've taken a picture with a $50 camera my daughter got for Christmas, and I've taken a picture with a $10,000 camera. There's a clear gap in quality between those two cameras. Am I trying to convince you today that you have to spend $10,000 to take a nice family photo? No, that's not at all what I'm telling you. But I am telling you that sometimes it's worth it to just pause for a second before impulse buying something, save your money up front and buy something quality you're going to be proud of in the long run, rather than trying to just get it out of the way so you have it delivered to your front door. That's it for today's video. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate your time. You know, this is a little bit different video for me. Most of my videos on this channel that are really popular have to do with camera reviews or tips or tricks that have to do with photo or video. If you like this video, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Until next week's video, thanks for stopping by.